my friends, in this video we're going to do a big lip try-on featuring some Wet n Wild MegaSlicks glosses. So yeah, the glosses that are packaged like this, these have probably been around since I started using makeup. They're pretty basic glosses, but they've put out 16 shades in these now in a variety of finishes. Some are more sparkly, some are more sheer, some are just creamy. I received these in a PR package and it actually made me tear up because I just remembered so vividly like using and having these glosses in my early makeup days, and now I'm like getting them to try in PR. But it says in the little handout here that they're blended with hyaluronic acid, collagen, sunflower oil, and vitamin E. I would have to think they've been reformulated a little bit with some of those things. I'm going to try on all of these different shades. I've got them kind of categorized here. One chunk that looks like the nudes, and then I've got this second chunk that's more like coral pinks and berries. But my friends, I'm actually surprised to be sitting here shooting this video. We didn't have power last night when I went to bed, and I thought, I doubt they're gonna like get it up and going before daylight tomorrow, but it did come back at some point in the night. We had terrible storms. It was my first time being part of a PDS tornado watch. That's particularly dangerous situation tornado watch. We knew for days that our area was gonna have bad weather. We had multiple rounds. We had morning, another like wave of storms coming in soon after that, and then we had all this time in the day for the atmosphere to completely destabilize again, get real sunny outside, really nice it looked like, but I'm thinking, this is not gonna be good later. And then about 2 hours, hour and a half before our final round started to come in, they put out the PDS tornado watch. They like outlined our area for strong tornadoes and wind damage. It was everything that makes me nervous about storms, just it felt like coming to light. So throughout the evening, we're watching this line of storms come through the St. Louis area, warnings all up and down the line, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, storms at the southern part of that line, also tornado warned storms, everything's heading toward us. And then a storm kind of pops up right in our county. And for us, where we live, it just amounted to a little bit of rain, but south of us, still in our county, big tornado. I don't think there were any injuries, but I think there was a lot of damage caused from that. But I don't know, that might have helped us out having that happen before the line came in, because when the line came through, yes, we had some really gusty winds. Power was knocked out for chunks of town, but I don't know, maybe it would have been worse if we didn't have that little like precursor storm going through. And it was all kind of wrapping up by like 8:30, but then we didn't have power. But I was just grateful that our house was still standing. Waking up and figuring out that we do have power, I'm like, I can do this video that I was planning to do. So back to the lip try on. I join you at the start of this video with just the clear on. Should I tell you what else is on my face? I'm wearing the whole Rimmel Stay Matte regime here. I love Stay Matte. I've been wearing this a lot lately. Really, I'll wear this primer with either this one or this one. This is thinner, a little more natural looking on the skin, not quite as full coverage, but still beautiful coverage. But I'm realizing that when I apply a minimal amount of this with a sponge, I get really good staying power with it too. Got that on. I've got my multitasker concealer on, also from Rimmel. I use their setting spray too. I'm just on a Rimmel kick, y'all. My eyeshadow today, it's got a little bit of soft blue. I used my NYX Ultimate Vintage Jean Baby palette, and my blush, bronzer and stuff, that's Rimmel too. I use my natural bronzer, and then the blushes in the shades Wild Card and Third Base. So yeah, we do have a clear in this line if you're just needing an affordable clear gloss. By the way, price-wise, these are gonna run like, what would it be, about $2 and change, maybe less. But this one is called Crystal Clear. There's no shimmer in it at all. It's just a clear gloss. And they do feel really nice on the lips. They're not too thick. They don't feel quite as thick going across as like a lifter gloss does, but still in just enough tack in them to feel like, yeah, you're gonna last maybe a little bit better than the average gloss actually, but not sticky, not annoying. Now we've got this one that has just like a soft kind of pearly vibe, whereas the other one was totally clear. Do you see that this one has a little bit of shimmer? This one is called TuTu Sweet. I could picture that being pretty, like topping off a lip liner or a lipstick. So we went clear, pearly, and now we've got one that has an even more sort of shimmery look to it. This is called Pink Champagne. Oh, this is pretty. Shearing, a little bit milky, but just a bit more color to it than the last one. And this is just going on top of bare lips. it looks a little bit more complete on its own, does it not? The shimmer in it feels a little bit more pronounced, and it just has that soft nude look just on its own. That's nice. I just tried to order these up kind of in order of intensity. This next one offers yet another finish. So we went from clear to pearly to soft shimmer, and this one actually has some sparkle in it, it looks like. This one's called Crushed Diamonds, and it looks like even a soft gold, sort of. Okay, up close I can definitely see the little bits of microfine sparkle in this. I think this would be a great candidate for a lip topper. Probably not the kind of thing I would just pull out and wear on its own. But that sparkle is really pretty. Let me get up close. Can you see it in there? It's the kind of thing that makes your lips look extra shiny because you got the shine from being a gloss, but also the shine created just from having sparkle in there. That's really cool. So those are our first 4. Then we're pulling in this next one that has a little bit more of a metallic look to it. This one's called Call Me Boss. I think I already owned this one. So some of these might be brand new to you. Some of them you might identify as something you've already tried. Oh, it's really pretty. A little bit of metallic shine. This is one I'd be okay to wear on its own, but it would be fun to layer it up on top of like a brown lip liner. I'm all about brown lip liner these days, by the way. Do you want a whole brown lip liner video? Look at that. See what I'm saying there with the more metallic finish mixed in? But all these feel the same, even though like some might have a little more sparkle, some might be more creamy, some have more of a metallic vibe. They're all feeling the same, and it's a good middle of the road gloss that's not too thick, not too thin. Just enough tackiness to feel like it's adhering to the lips and not just gliding outside the lip line. So again, just for color reference, that's what was just tried on. These are our remaining 3 that I'm putting in this nudes color family. 1 has shimmer and 2 are gonna be creamy. This one with shimmer is Bronzed Berry. I remember this shade from way back when. This is a color that they have had around since I want to say my high school days. I'm pretty sure I had this one. Oh my gosh, that shimmer. This is like an opaque metallic. You're seeing it all over the lips. It feels so like 90s to me, but picture that being layered up a little bit for a little bit of like middle lip highlight, lip topper thing on top of really any shade of product that you wanted to experiment with, but that one really packs a punch. Call Me Boss, they look so similar, but the Call Me Boss one has a little more sheerness, but still metallic, and Bronzed Berry is more of an opaque metallic there. Next couple here do not have any shimmer. These are the 2 in my like nudes neutral family that have 0 shimmer involved. And the first one is called Love Language. Looking like a real classic nude, maybe a little bit of peach. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing the peachiness here. Really nice amount of color. I could see this standing alone just fine, actually. And I like that these glosses have a nice sort of emollient quality to them to where they're not creating streaks as you pass your lips. Some glosses are so thin, like you'll just see the tracks that you're making with your applicator across your lips. I know we've all experienced that. But these almost feel like just a little bit lighter on the lips than a lifter gloss. I'm totally okay with that. This is Love Language. Beautiful on its own. Kind of a peachy nude, okay? Just creamy. Next one I thought appeared just a little bit cooler and maybe a touch deeper, and it's called Nude Mood. Nude Mood. Oh, I'm getting a real Your Lips But Better vibe with this one. It's almost matching the color of my natural lips, so it might be hard to see. Is that lip color going on? But it's creamy. Wow, perfect shade for just a natural makeup day. It is giving color, but it's just that color is really matching my lip tone. I don't have very rosy lips. It's bringing just a little bit of beige, a little bit of mauve. Really nice shade there. And yeah, just a little deeper than the last one. So we got 8 down, 8 to go. I've sorted these out with the warmer pinks, the cooler pinks, kind of orchid type shades. See the difference just at a glance in those 2 color families. And then the last one is gonna be the one with the major sparkle. And I've played with this one already, so I know it's gonna really show. And I might have some residual sparkle on the lips, so I didn't want that to interfere with the other shades. So that'll be last. But this one here, this looks pretty peachy. This one's called Snuggle Sesh. And what I'm seeing with this is if I look really closely, there's like a little bit of a pearly finish. I already had this one too. Look at that. Creamy, pretty nude. Could stand alone for sure. I mean, any of these could stand alone if you wanted them to, but I'm just meaning, would I be content with that amount of color as is on the lips, and I think it's definitely giving that milky, like kind of peachy nude look. Could have been in with my nudes color family, but I feel like there's just maybe a little bit more of that peachy pink thing in it as well. This next one is just a creamy coral. I'm not seeing any shimmer in it. This is called Attitude Check. Okay, she's got a little sheerness going on, so it's not a fully opaque color, but I am seeing it. It's reminding me of like the lifter glosses, like these kind of thing. I'm not saying a color comparison, but that kind of formula where it's almost like a jelly sort of vibe. Somehow they're making all of these feel the same. Even though some are shimmery, some are not, they all feel the same, but this has more that jelly, like maybe 65% opaque vibe to it, but really pretty, really light. You can tell it's a soft, warm pink on the lips. So there's the first two I put on. Now this one has some shimmer. It actually looks kind of metallic in the tube. Oh no, knocked them down like a bunch of bowling pins. Anyway, this next one's called Cherish. Again, a little metallic going on. Woo! Opaque, shiny metallic. The other one that was like this in the first family of shades was Bronzed Berry. So that obviously it had a little more bronze in it, a little more neutral undertone. This is looking like a corally pink, opaque shimmer. Really frosty. For me, this would be more of an accent to a lip color, not a shade that I necessarily want to stand alone with, but it is super shiny, okay? Opaque metallic. So there's your first three. Next, we're coming in with something a little bit deeper, but still a rosy pink. It looks like a creamy, soft berry with some embedded golden, absolute micro fine shimmer. This one is called Past Curfew. You can really tell at first swipe what these are going to be like. So there's another one that's going to be that sort of jelly vibe, you know what I mean? Definitely can see some color, but it's got some sheerness. Sheer soft berry gloss. And the neat thing about it, again, they can do a sheer formula, but my applicator is not creating streaks across the lips. These are the kinds of glosses that you could really put on without a mirror, because you'd be like, okay, where I'm putting it is where it's gonna go, and I'm not gonna see those applicator tracks across my gloss. It just looks even and really good. I give major props to Wet n Wild for figuring it out and making all these different finishes within one line and making them all kind of behave the same. Okay, now we're getting into our cooler family. These were our warmer pinks. Here's our cooler, more like orchid kinds of shades. And then we still got that sparkle at the end. First one, let's do this creamy color right here. This is called Lowkey Pink. No shimmer in it at all. Ooh, really pretty. A little more opaque than you might think. Well, I'd say a little more opacity than like those last few I've described being like a jelly type of formula. This is really showing itself. I think that's such a fun standalone color, actually, especially for spring and summer. You're looking for something that goes outside of that dusty rose and nude family that so many of us love. I think that is really fun. It's kind of Barbie pink, but why not? I think that even looks really cute with this eye look. Okay, next one. This one is looking very, very shiny. I'm not sure if it's going to be an opaque metallic or just like a sheer shimmer across the lips. I think this is called Sinless. I'm not positive what that name is. It was really small. Let's get in close. Oh, she's a complete and total, like, pearly metallic, 100% not sheer at all, but I'll put it all over my lips for you. Oh my word. I feel like Wet n Wild really stayed true to their roots on some of these. Oh my gosh. File this away under, I'm not gonna wear it on its own. I'm gonna wear it in conjunction with something else. And any of these can work in that way. But wow, I wasn't expecting it to be quite so full on. There really are several of those in this collection that are just, bam, full on metallics. The third one in our little orchid family is totally creamy. We'll see how opaque she is. This one is called Berried Treasure, but they spell buried like berries. Okay. Another one where, yes, I see a little element of sheerness, but that color really is showing itself. I love this shade. Really pretty. So Lowkey Pink was like that soft Barbie pink. This one, seeing a little bit more of a berry look. This one I even prefer over that. Loving that tone so much. I mean, don't be scared off when you see it in the tube. See how it's just a little more toned down from that on the lips? It allows a little bit more of your natural lip color to be part of things, and I think that's beautiful. And the last one, she's got a lot of sparkle in there. Can you see that? Super sparkly. The shade is called Crushed Grapes. colors. Definitely the most sparkly looking one of the bunch. Ooh. So overall formula is going to be sheer pink, but you can see if you get up close enough, you can see that embedded shimmer and sparkle that's more than just a microfine shimmer here. It's really like a glitter you can see. I'll get up closer in a sec. But you're not putting it on with it screaming like hot pink. If somebody locates this in Walmart and they want that exact color on their lips, you're gonna have to layer that with a lipstick to get there, because it's letting a lot of my natural lip color show through, but I can see the glitter. So if you wanted like a glittery top coat, the glitter isn't ultra concentrated in this, but yeah, I can totally see it. It's kind of hard to pick top favorites. There's a lot that I enjoy out of this bunch. My personal top 4, I'm saying these. I picked Bronzed Berry because of nostalgic reasons and because I do think that's a useful shade to have. That opaque kind of neutral metallic that can top off a shade and give you just like that little pop of shine on your lower lip. It's opaque enough to really successfully do that. So that is just a great partner shade in with a lip look. And then I really liked the one called Snuggle Sesh. I know this is a newer release for them. This amounted to kind of like a soft peachy nude. I felt it could stand alone, which was impressive, but that could also be beautiful topping off any number of neutral base products on the lips. Then when I was trying on the pinks, there was one called Past Curfew, and it has that sort of berry color with a microfine embedded gold shimmer. I thought that was really lovely, very everyday appropriate for me, you know, the kind of shade I would see myself enjoying a lot. And then for something a little bit fun here, the one called Berried Treasure. I think they did an awesome job with this. I love what that amounts to. In a swatch here, you can see what I mean about some of these shades that are sort of like a jelly kind of vibe. They're giving you enough color to be seen, but it's not 100% opaque. So those would be my 4 favorites, and each of them are obviously very different one to the next. But I think the takeaway on these glosses is that they've created a really nice formula that feels quite moisturizing, very hydrating on the lips. And part of it might just be the applicator, because I wonder if I apply this with the same applicator that comes with a lifter gloss, you know, that holds a lot of product. I feel like those apply a lot at once. I love the lifter glosses, but I really pace myself as I put them on, because if I just go straight off the doe foot the way it's intended, I get a ton on my lips. So I kind of like turn it sideways and probably get about half the amount that I would get if I went full on off the applicator. These are small, very traditional little doe foots here. Actually, instead of being at a slant, they're just kind of like a flat, small applicator. So you don't over apply, but you do have a really nicely hydrating gloss. It's a non-sticky gloss, but it's clinging enough to my lips to make me believe it's going to stay there, maybe better than the average thing I might put on. But another really impressive takeaway is just how they were able to create so many different finishes and keep them all pretty much feeling the same on my lips. Pretty good color spread. They have quite a few nudes, pinks. I would have enjoyed seeing actually a few more dark shades, like maybe a richer brown in there, a darker berry. With how good their formula is on those sheer colors, not going on streaky, I think like a black honey type of shade would have been cool to see, because I think they would have executed it well. But all in all, yeah, way to go Wet n Wild. Thank you for sending me these. It really meant something to me to be able to try them, because again, it's such an identifiable product that I definitely used in my early makeup days. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.